Hi, I'm Terry Kolath. I am here with three special people today because we're going to talk about one very special progression of an idea. At this point, this idea is in Coffee with a Neighbor in the current academy semester. The person who is going to be giving the lecture, Herb Sklar of Eagles Preserve, will be assisted by two friends, Tanya Hochschild of Parkwood and Sandy Ehlers of Eagles Preserve. Thank you all so much for joining me.
You're welcome, Terry.
I'm so glad to have you here on the set. And this idea captured me from the very beginning. I remember you thinking out loud, outside the box about something you might do.
Right.
And oh my gosh, you've done it.
I have. I've taken 20 pictures. I am done.
So many of our residents may have seen the article recently in Show Point Live, Herb Sklar on the cover, talking about what inspired you to begin the project, and I'm sure we'll talk more about that in the class, but also talking about how you actually did the process, which to me has so many ramifications.
Well, I'm going to review very quickly what made me do it, why it was so important for me to do, but then I will go into how I did it, and it's going to be a little funny and a little informative. There were a lot of problems that happen when you're working with a 35-year-old camera. You know you're going to have problems, and I think some of them were humorous and enjoyable.
So a 35-year-old camera, but your subjects, oh my gosh.
Yeah, they were a little older than the camera.
They sure were, and every one of those photographs is incredibly beautiful.
The people were unbelievable. It's the first time in my life I can say that after the shooting was over, practically all of them came up to me and said, "What a great time I had, thank you very much." And that's the Shell Point crowd. I think that's the wonderful thing about it.
And is it possibly at an age where they are so comfortable with who they are and can celebrate it, instead of maybe when we're younger we're thinking, oh my gosh, do I look older, or oh my gosh, is this straight, or how am I in this color?
Yeah, nobody asked for makeup or a hair, man.
It's so wonderful. And yet such beauty you capture.
Yes, it is. Their faces were absolutely beautiful, and it came through, yes.
So this would be enough, all of this right now. But we're going to continue this, aren't you?
Never enough with me.
Never enough. I've noticed that about you. Let's see, how can we take this to the next challenge?
Well, these two ladies are going to help me, and I couldn't do it without them. We're going to try to do a coffee table book.
Well, I think that this is just an idea waiting to appear on every coffee table in America, because it's something to aspire to. First of all, to become a nonagenarian, and then how you've shown already with the photo, some passion of each one of them, some passion and that's what leads us forward, don't you think? As long as we
Sandy's going to write the intro, and Tanya's I think you've interviewed practically everybody already?
I have 3 more to interview.
So what will we see when we come to the Coffee with a Neighbor? What is your part of it going to be, Tanya?
Well, I've been writing the bios of so far 17 people. And I've just found it an incredible experience. The vitality and the enthusiasm, everything was just, we had a wonderful time.
I can imagine a whole other interview about this, because it must be an amazing thing to do. I assume you have an amount of words you had to stay within.
Yes.
Which really brings out your talent as a writer, to capture all of that.
It was just an amazing experience. And on a more serious level, I think that the concept of aging has to be changed by anthropologists or sociologists who ever study aging, because it doesn't mean diminishment, certainly not in the case of the Shell Point Nonagenarians.
That's such a wonderful point that you all bring out so beautifully. Now, Sandy, let's talk a little bit about your part. What have you been contributing to this effort?
Not a lot, but enthusiasm.
Oh, that's a lot. That is a lot.
When Herb first talked to me about what he was going to do, I went over for my afternoon coffee, iced coffee, and Sheila and Herb and I were talking, and he explained what he was thinking of. Well, I immediately thought of a very famous book, The Family of Man, by Edward Steichen, and I thought, God, this has got potential. Because at that time, that book was done in 1955, and people didn't live to be the ages they are now. And you said it when you talked about this has to be redefined, because so many people, and this is why Shell Point is such a beautiful place, so many people come here and there are things they've always wanted to do and they never had time to do. And now they have that opportunity, and it gives them a boost. And, you know, I have no question that people live longer here because they're involved in this sort of campus atmosphere.
And we don't have time to die.
We don't have time to die.
Which means I'll never run out of people
No,
to
I mean,
shoot
we've
because
got-
somebody's coming 90 every week.
We've got something more to do if we can.
Exactly, exactly. And your wonderful academy. You know, I've always been a great cheerleader of your academy.
I know you have, and a great helper.
But that's part of it. And these two people are very gifted people, and they're bringing two very different gifts and connecting this together, the visual and the part that goes to your heart, which dear Tanya's just doing a beautiful job. And
Absolutely.
I feel very privileged. I just get to see everything and read everything early.
So you really are the cheerleader. The cheerleader.
Right, she's the
Well,
team
That's
leader.
about it.
Well, I think that it would be really, really a shame if you miss this part of it, because you will come, spend a lot of time with this person and get to spend a little time with each of these lovely ladies, and you will just, I promise you, be inspired at this Coffee with a Neighbor, the Nonagenarian story. Black and white photographs of active Shell Point residents living well in their 90s. Won't you join us?